there's nothing that can stop this process now. How many of you are in the phase of your life where all you feel that you really need to master is the art of surrendering? I want to remind you that you are the one you've been praying for. Now rise into who you are becoming. Rise into who you are becoming, my friend. Surrender the parts of you that are outdated and let the Spirit organize everything in accordance with your vision. And may you be boldly content in who you truly are. So hit the like button, my friend, if this resonates with you. Subscribe to the channel. And before we go on, also check out our Instagram page, AttractPassion, where I'm sharing daily messages to uplift your spirit. And our second Instagram page, I Draw My Passion, where you can find my art gallery and frequent giveaways. I will be giving my art away for free this year, so check it out. So what's the art of surrendering? Some time ago, I've posted this short message on our Instagram community, and so many people wrote like how to surrender. And I feel surrendering is a similar word as you would say to someone who's really angry and negative, to say like, be positive, my friend. It doesn't work like that. Surrendering is really an art of living. It's a way of living where you decide and you devote yourself to live in alignment, to live in truth. Jesus, in his lectures, he said, don't diversify your devotion. He meant by that, be devoted to the truth, be devoted to life, be devoted to love, to what feels alive, and everything will be taken care of. And when you really accomplish that, really master that, you recognize there truly is one force. And you're learning to embody it more and more and more. You're learning to embody that life is all there is. Fear is an illusion that is creating a separation. Life is love, and love is God. God is universe, right? And when you embody this vibration, the frequency of love, you start trusting the process. You start trusting that everything is taken care of, because everything is a part of life. You are walking on a timeline where you don't have control of the time. You don't have control over time. You have control of your mind and of your emotional expression. And with that, you have an ability to be playful with all these capacities that you have within. We call them potentials. So that's something we're playing with. But because we don't know how to play with it, we like to get attached to what brings us a sense of security. So because we get attached to what brings us a sense of security, we also recognize that everything is fleeting, so sooner or later we lose what we are attached to. And it causes us to be scared, to be afraid, to be angry, to be frustrated. But it's all just a reminder from life, hey, you've stopped playing in your life, you've stopped living your life, you've stopped enjoying your life. So the art of surrendering is teaching us that we need to allow ourselves to be who we are in this moment. Whatever is happening, to accept it's happening. Most of the things are out of your control. So a reminder for you is to accept what is happening. You can't skip the process of transformation. Can you? No, you can't. You can't skip the process of change. You can't skip it. There's also no shortcuts to change. You just have to move through the process. And sooner you accept where you are, that this is just what life is for you right now, sooner you will be able to embark on a journey of change. But if you hold on to this belief that actually life loves you, life loves you into being. That's why you are alive. You will recognize that there's nothing to be afraid of. But sure, it's not so easy to accomplish this state, but it's something to aim towards. To recognize that you're alive because there's a reason for you being here. And what you've been attached to is outdated. You have to look up for something greater. So you have to have a vision for yourself that is something greater than who you are right now. So you go from acceptance of what is to creation of what there may be, right? You go from acceptance of what is to creation of what may be. And that's how you allow yourself to be who you are. You also need to notice your qualities. Like, what are the qualities of your soul? And then you also notice you've come here with a purpose to find these qualities and to nurture them. Your soul has many incredible qualities, and it also has many incredible weaknesses. Sure, they may not be described as incredible, but they are. Firstly, they make you who you are. And then secondly, they also teach you what's not for you. So when you recognize, for example, that you're a quite introverted person, maybe, let's say it's an example, but you're really creative. Maybe the best position for your job is not being in the office where you're doing something boring. Maybe it would be much better if you would be actually somewhere in the studio doing art or doing music or whatever it is. Sure, then you need to figure out things, but that's how you're kind of training yourself into creating things out of an idea. But the point is that you start noticing these good qualities of yourself, because that's what will allow you to surrender, because you will focus on nurturing what resonates and letting go of the things that don't resonate with you. You will recognize that, as the word says, universe says one song, one sound. Each soul is here on a resonance with one sound that is uniquely designed for you. Which means there's a melody on which only you will be able to dance uniquely to yourself. There's a melody that only you will find it inspiring to such a degree that you will do something with it. And on that frequency, there are ideas that will only find you, and only you will find a value of them. Only you will find something inside these ideas that can be transformed through your unique knowledge of lifetimes, through your unique experiences that will create magic on this planet Earth. And therefore, you find a reason why you are such a unique individual. And all you need to recognize in order to learn to surrender is what is that sound that the universe has created for you. So you've been created to embody and to manifest this sound into existence. That's what artists are doing. That's what scientists are doing. That's what all the revolutionaries are doing. All the alchemists have been doing, founding their sound. When you see great musicians, that's what they found, right? Like Michael Jackson, he found his sound, his song. So, allow yourself to be who you are. We need to learn to identify ourselves for who we are, not who we've been told, not what is our persona, but really what resonates with ourselves. That's why we need to have a lot of time of solitude to get in touch with ourselves. Then you also need to allow others to be who they are. That's also the art of surrendering. When it comes to relationships, you will recognize each individual is just another expression of yourself, living another timeline, in a different space. So when you're looking others, you're looking yourself in a different form, in a different perception, different attitude, different identity. But those are all just expressions of one consciousness called I am. So when you allow others to be, in other words, you allow them to freely move through life and use their own free will for their own evolution, because every one of us is on our own evolution of finding path back to oneness. That's what we're here for, right? That's what we're doing. So allow others to be who they are. When you find yourself arguing with others, always ask yourself, am I trying to manipulate that person? Or am I allowing that person to be who he or she is? And you will soon find a solution. Sometimes you just need to step away. Then learn to not force situations. Learn the art of effortless movement, effortless action, something Lao Tzu was teaching us. It basically means that you learn to get into the flow state of life, where all the work doesn't feel like work anymore. It feels like a play. For me, painting is the best teacher. The process of painting is a teacher of what it means to be effortless in the process. Because sometimes I have an idea to paint something, and then more I'm painting it, more I feel like I'm forcing something and it doesn't work. And then at some point I decide, well, I will destroy this painting. I will just start doing something over it, some lines, random lines, and then I find a great joy in doing these random lines, and suddenly I find out, oh, there are clouds, happening here. Oh, there's a form of a planet, or there's something new happening here. And suddenly I find out, because of playfulness, I've made this painting completely out of any box. It became unique. And if you observe my art, you will recognize each painting is completely unique. It's not recreation of something else. It's not repainted from something else. It's completely unique because I surrender myself. You can go and check it out. Our Etsy store, I Draw My Passion. You can find all of my art there. Check it out. If any of it will resonate with you, it's most probably a sign that it has something to tell you. So check it out. So learn the art of not forcing situations. When things doesn't work for you, when you recognize nothing moves in your favor, sometimes you just need to step away and allow things to happen. There's the force that will align things for you when you create space for it, right? Sometimes you need to create space for healing. Sometimes you need to create space for the life you want. Sometimes you need to create space for gratitude, like letting go of anger and sadness and frustration, and find little things to be grateful for, to recognize, well, there's always something to appreciate. So you need to make space for it. You need to make space for new beginnings. You need to make space for joyful experiences. Sometimes when you feel stuck, you know what I do when I feel stuck? I sit in my car and I just go somewhere without a plan, sometimes somewhere higher into a hill, or onto a hill, or somewhere closer to the mountains. So I go kind of above. I call it the cloud of collective consciousness. And while I'm driving, it just feels like I left something behind. I free myself. And that's how we create space for new beginnings and for joy. And that's necessary, my friend. If you want to learn the art of surrendering, you need to learn to create space for new things. To create space for things that matter. Don't focus so much on obstacles. Don't focus so much on what's wrong. Don't focus so much on what hurt you. Don't focus so much on what's bad, but rather recognize what it taught you, what it opened up, what kind of wound opened up because that person triggered you. Recognize what is starting because that thing has ended. Everything is teaching you something, and that's how the universe is reminding you, hey, there's message in any situation. I want you to see a meaning, not a destruction. There's no destruction in a world of constant creation. It's just a constant rebirth of new beginnings. That's why I want you to leave fear behind, because you're always protected, because life is protecting you, because it's making sure that out of whatever is happening right now, something new will begin that will be better than what was before. That's why fear is such a destructive force, because it doesn't create anything good except when it is protecting you from danger. But most of the mental fear is actually protecting you from the good stuff. So I want you to leave it behind and actually embody this frequency of playfulness, noticing that everything that's falling apart is creating space for something new that is beginning. The art of surrendering is also teaching us that uncertainty is actually a reality. Certainty is a sign of attachment. Life is uncertain, and that's okay. When we actually become okay with uncertainty, we open up for the unknown that the universe has in store for us. And what is unknown? You can imagine unknown as your imagination without any programs. It has anything that can surprise you. That's the unknown. And when we step into the unknown with awe for what's to come, something positive will surprise us. That's the art of surrendering. So when we are dealing with daily life, and many of us are living busy lives, it's something hard to attain, to recognize, oh, it's uncertain, this job is uncertain, my salary is uncertain, my health is uncertain. All of that is uncertain. But we just need to ask ourselves, how does it feel when we're constantly afraid of losing something? And that's where we find an answer. Is it sustainable? Is it where we want to stay? And then ask yourself, how does it feel when you've been on adventure? When you've been doing something where you actually didn't care about what will happen? And see if actually you could live more in that version of yourself, because it lives within you. If you've experienced it, you know it lives within you. There's a version of yourself that has mastered uncertainty. Most probably before you came here, you've been quite fine with that. Here, because of our egos, we like to attach onto stuff to feel safe. But with all the new energy that's coming in, what we're learning the most is to be okay with uncertainty. Because nothing is better than great surprises that only show us how powerful we are, how strong we are, how capable we are. If you actually look at all the hard things and painful things as science from life that is teaching you or showing you how strong you are, you will notice there's nothing too heavy for you not being able to make it through, to go through it. There's nothing too heavy, but you always get stronger out of any of this kind of situation. You always get stronger out when you get out of it. So life is only teaching you there's nothing to be afraid. So all you need to do is to learn to embrace whatever is happening. And I feel you, my friend, it's not something you do in one day. It's a lifetime process. So all we need sometimes are these kind of reminders that just remind us that it's completely okay to feel whatever we feel. will not stay there. It all shall pass. You will not stay where you are. You will smile. You will find joy. You will find meaning. You will find purpose. You will find that special person. You will manifest that money. You will get everything you're looking for. Things will align. But right now, wherever you are, it's completely fine. And once you embody this saying, it's fine, I'm fine, I'm good, you will recognize there's nothing to worry about. It doesn't mean that then you sit down and you just wait. Actually, when you shake off the stress, the fear, the worry, we become quite creative. And creativity makes us productive. And productivity ignites the fire of passion. And the fire of passion transcends the elements. It transforms the elements of the body, which means it shifts the chemistry in the body. When the chemistry shifts, you go from fear to excitement, from worry to joy, from sadness to incredible happiness, and from separation to unity. That's the power of surrendering. My friends, I hope you found great value in today's video. To anyone who would love to support my art, go and check out our Etsy store, I Draw My Passion. The link is in the description of this video. Also, to find our Instagram pages, the link is in the description of this video, so go there and check it out. Thank you so much for being here, part of this community. You're all truly appreciated. Together we are growing, getting stronger, more powerful, and it's beautiful to see any one of you who's doing the work. So, my friends, stay beautiful, stay magnificent, stay creative. Until next time, one love.